Hello, my name is Dr. Emma Cunningham. I'm a geriatrics doctor in the Belfast Trust and a researcher and lecturer in Queen's University. Thank you very much for your interest in this study. Thank you even more if you were one of the 315 people who took part in the study between 2012 and 2014. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit about why this study was and is more than ever needed, and then I'll explain what we're planning to do in this research. First of all, I'll outline the problem that's posed by people developing delirium after surgery. And this is a big problem. 1 in 6 older people develop a sudden change in thinking or confusion called delirium after hip or knee replacement. Every year in the UK, 150,000 people aged 60 and over have their hips or knees replaced, with more in the rest of Ireland. This means that in the UK alone, around 25,000 people every year will develop delirium in the hours and days after a hip or knee replacement. And this delirium can be very unpleasant for patients and for their families and for the staff looking after them. It is usually short-lived, and lots more people will have more subtle delirium type difficulties during this time frame as well. In addition to being unpleasant for everyone involved, delirium is a problem because we know that some people who have delirium or delirium type difficulties after surgery are more likely to have problems with their memory and thinking years later. The problem is we don't know who. So of the probably 25,000 people who develop delirium after hip and knee replacement every year, we don't know how to predict who should expect memory and thinking problems years later and who shouldn't. So what have we done so far? Our study was originally designed to investigate who should expect to have delirium or delirium type difficulties after surgery. And we're very grateful to the 315 of you who took part when you were in Musgrave Park Hospital having your hip or knee replaced between 2012 and 2014. You might remember speaking to me or another doctor, Dr. Tim Mawhinney, before your operation. We did different memory and thinking tests with you, like asking you to draw a clock or asking you to name as many animals as you could in a minute and as many boys' names as you could in a minute. Then, in the days after your surgery, we saw you each day you were in hospital for a short chat, including asking you to spell world backwards. At the time of your surgery, when you were having your line put in, and your spinal anaesthetic, you gave us a very small amount of blood and spinal fluid. And you can read about the results we've published to date from this research on the website. So this study is the biggest in the world of people who've had hip and knee replacements, who did the memory and thinking tests, and who also donated blood and spinal fluid samples. This means that in addition to already having helped learn more about what makes someone likely to develop delirium after surgery, we now have a unique opportunity to help the world learn about what people who have delirium or delirium type difficulties after surgery should expect from their memory and thinking over the years ahead. So what do we propose to do now? To try and answer these questions, we will be inviting each of you to have one telephone call with us in the coming weeks and months. During this telephone call, we will ask you some general questions about how you have been in the last few years and how you are now. Next year, once the COVID dust hopefully settles a little, we will invite you to a single one-off study visit with a research nurse. During the visit, we will ask you to repeat the memory test you did several years ago, and we will take one small blood sample. Now, this study visit can be in the Belfast City Hospital or in your own home, whichever you prefer. It's very important that I make clear we are asking everyone who was in the original study to take part. Whether you had delirium at the time of your surgery or not, and whether you have concerns about your memory now or not, we want you all. It's very important we follow up as many people as possible from the original study to make sure our results are as accurate as they can be. The average age of participants in 2012 to 2014 was 74 years of age, so many of you will be in your 80s now. And we know that some of you will have physical health problems, some of you are likely to have memory problems, and some of you will be caring for spouses or relatives who have health problems. And we want all of you, or as many of you as want to be involved. We will do all we can to make the study visit easy for you. If you are caring for someone who is ill, for example, we can make sure there's a second researcher there for the study visit to sit with them. It goes without saying, of course, that all of this information is entirely confidential. Only our small research team knows who is in the study, and all identifiable information is removed from the data before we work with it. So going forward, we are forming a steering committee to oversee the study. If any of you participants or any family members would be interested in joining, please let us know. We've tried to answer most questions you might have in the literature that you've received by post and that is online. I'm sure you and your families might have questions that we haven't thought of. And we really want to hear your questions and your comments. I'm delighted to talk to any and every one of you and chat and answer any questions that you and your family might have. If you have any concerns, please let us know those too. You can contact us by telephone, post or email at the numbers and addresses on the website. Alzheimer's Research UK is funding this work because of its relevance to dementia research. The Belfast Trust and the Northern Ireland Research Ethics Committee have also reviewed and approved this work. If you have questions about the study and you want to talk to a researcher that isn't me and isn't involved in the study, you'll find details for an independent person, in this case Dr. Claire McAvoy, in the participant information sheet that you've received in the post and which is also available on the website. And if you were not in the original study between 2012 and 2014, but you are interested in getting involved in research, then please do contact us for further information. Thank you very much for watching and for your interest in this research that we hope will help many people in the future. Thank you.